Good morning. Today we're going to learn a bit about Photoshop. So the first thing I want to address is the way my program is looking. If it doesn't look this way, what we want to do is go to Window, Workspace, and make sure that it's set to painting. There are other options such as photography, which enhances your photographic workflow, but for right now, for this very simple lesson, we're going to hit the painting workspace. This gives us three things that we should be aware of. One, our swatches, that means our colors. Brush presets, we don't really need that today, but most importantly, our layers palette. So the first thing we want to do is open our file. We were supposed to take a picture of a hand, and if you did not have foresight to take a square image, don't worry, we can make a square file. So we're going to go to File, New. In this case, I'm going to make a 1200 by 1200 pixel image at a resolution of 72 dpi. You can name your file. We'll call it Photoshop demo. Click OK, and we should get this blank dark canvas. For Macs, it's easier to drag and drop images, but for PCs, it is a bit more complicated. So what we want to do is go to File, Place Embedded. We look for our image and we click OK. You probably won't get this screen, but some of you might, depending on your settings. So I'll take you through what you should do here. So leave for right now. Actually, you don't want to do anything because it's not going to be uniform in every computer. So I'm just going to click OK. I want to align my image all the way to the edges of my canvas, and you can see our layers, right? There's a background and there's our actual image, and you see this little piece of paper here. This is not helping us edit our image, so to get rid of it, we're going to go to Control click. The PC's right click, and we're going to hit rasterize. Fantastic. Now that's part of our workspace. We did say we wanted a black and white hand, so in order to get a black and white hand, we're going to go to Image, Adjustments, Desaturate. Now, I like things to be a bit graphic, so I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, and I'm going to increase the contrast on this image. Get it so that we can get a little bit darker. Make that more graphic. Okay. Now, in order to start, I want us to cut our hand from its background because it's very unnecessary for the sake of communication. So there are multiple ways of cutting out an image. I'll go to what I think is the most effective and most precise, and that is using the pen tool. Right, so I'm going to click on my pen tool. If I want to zoom in, I hit Command plus or minus. Alright. And it's to cut an image is as simple as clicking on points. So I'm gonna click around my image. You see here that I'm moving these handles, and what that does is creates a curved silhouette. So in order to control that, you click, you hold your click, and then you let go. Right? Click, hold, adjust, let go. And so we will do that all the way around our image. If you are having difficulties, don't get frustrated. I've had students ask me, how do you get that so quickly? The answer is, I've been doing it for a long time, and so it's easy. If I want to move around my canvas while I have my pen tool, the only thing I have to do is click or press the space bar, and that should get this little hand, and then I can move around by holding my space bar and moving my mouse around. Alright, so I'm going to do these very quickly. If you've made a mistake, you can just undo, Command Z. If you've made a point and you want to just adjust it a little bit, you hit the Command key and you can adjust your point. And I will shut up for the rest of this segment here so that I can get this as quickly as possible. And again, remember, you are choosing to make a post, whether it's a public service announcement, an ad, or some propaganda. It's up to you. Now, whenever you come around the entire image, the way to finalize your silhouette is by going to the first point you made, and you'll see there's a little circle that pops up. We're going to click on it, and we've effectively made our silhouette here. And we are going to use that silhouette to cut out the background. In order to do that, we're going to go to this Layers palette. We're going to go to the Path section of it. We're going to click on our work path, and then we're going to hit on this little dotted circle. And so that should make a selection around your hand. We're going to delete that selection. Now, you can invert the selection to delete the hand. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but go to Select, Inverse, and you can delete the hand. Right? But I don't want that, so I'm just going to leave the background. Now the next step I want to do is change the background color. And to do that, I'm going to go to my paint bucket tool. I'm going to go to my fill color option here, the color picker, and I like red, one of my favorite colors, and I'm going to make that red. Great. The next thing I want to do is create, put in some type. In this case, I'm making a public service announcement for you students to follow directions. Now, it was the stylistic convention of the 60s to use lowercase only. And I'm going to do that since I'm creating a 60s inspired design. And I can change the way the type looks by going to this little type menu. So I'm going to select my type and change the size of it all the way there. I like it to look a little tight. And for dramatic purposes, I'm going to add a exclamation mark. Anyways, so that's done. Right now this design looks a little limpy, so what I can do is create power by making it bigger. This not always works, but in this particular scenario it will. So to enlarge something dramatically, you can click on the layer you want to enlarge, and you can hit Command T, and this should make your item bigger. Now I'm going to flip my image around, and to do that I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. Now my hand is pointing at the type in a very direct manner. Sorry that I was watching some boxing earlier today in anticipation of the Mayweather-Conor McGregor fight. Yes, alright, so we have that type nice and tight. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. And I'm going to add another subhead to clarify this announcement. You type that up, and again, you can change the size of it. Great. And now I see a few problems here. One is that space, and second is that we still have some white left over from our silhouette. To get rid of it, you go to your eraser tool and you erase. And again, this will only affect my layer with the image on it, not anything else. And to undo back another step, you go to Edit, Step Backwards. Edit, Step Backwards, and I know the shortcut, so I can do this really quick. Alright. I'm going to plug in my computer. One thing I do notice is that my image is a little roughly cut. That's inescapable, and to quickly fix that, I'm just going to do a multiply. These are options of layer blending, and we'll talk about that much later. And so I'm just going to go to this little menu and hit multiply. You can see now that's nicely integrated into the background. We'll adjust this a little bit, and we are looking good. Ready? Fantastic. Now the next thing you want to do is export for the web. And everything looks correct. And you can name the file or whatever you want. And that's it. Thank you very much.